Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Alright, hey guys, welcome to the show. I'm just going to introduce our guest before I forget his name. Bill Dawes.
Bill Dawes.
Yeah!
If you knew the drama about the pronunciation of my last name right now, my God.
Well, see, Alan Lee fucked it up, but it's spelled with an A. Sure. And then I fucked it up because I thought it was one L. It's two L's.
Two L's?
Yeah, Bill.
You thought it was Bill with one L?
Yeah.
What type of pretentious asshole would I be with a Bill with one L?
Bill Dwyer?
He has one L?
He does?
Oh my God. I like him, not anymore.
Oh, I love Bill.
He was born B-I-L?
Yeah, B-I-L.
Oh,
I was the waitress at the Bray Improv, and how are you? Excellent. Alan, you want a water?
Okay, we're going crazy on a Saturday night.
Yeah, it's wild.
Bottled water to Coca-Cola.
Wild. We are just crazy.
So we're at the Bray Improv, and you know, I'm opening for Jay. You're featuring for Jay, and we did the shows last night, and man, you were just hysterical. Like,
well, you have to say that because we're on your podcast.
No, no, because I've seen you around, but like, you know, I've been doing comedy for like 15 years, and it was my first time actually meeting and doing a show with you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
We never worked together before,
Yeah, so like, that's what I was trying to say.
But were you a little bit pissed that, like, because usually you feature, and
No.
then, like, I came in and you're like, this asshole.
No, no, not at all. You know why? Because we talked, like, stand up to me, like, even if it's just 2 minutes, I'm happy.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So, like, I don't want, like, stepping on grounds or whatever, you know, feature whatever, I don't care. And, you know, I just want to do time.
I think that's the problem with a lot of stand-ups is they look at it as a competitive thing, but the person you have to be most, I mean, it sounds corny, but you have to be most competitive with yourself.
Yeah. And
who you were a year ago. That's who you're competing against, not competing with anyone else, so.
Yeah. And I'm competing with Alan Lee, and I'd beat that fucker.
So mean.
Alan, I love, okay, you can't see this, but Alan is wearing a pair of glasses, and he has another pair of glasses around his neck.
Yes.
What is that about?
Oh my God, that's true.
I'll tell you what the problem is. These are pharmaceutical. They're $100. Okay, but they're not very strong for close-up. So with the 99-cent ones, I just do this in like a scope. I now can see.
You look like a character in Tim Burton movies.
Well, thank you. I
He has
can
glasses
see,
on top of glasses.
I can see everything on this menu. The tiniest print. Let me see.
Yeah, he looks like the Cuban Danny DeVito.
Oh, gee, that's a very.
I'm digging Alan right now. He's got a lot of. I wish there was a visual here.
I appreciate that.
He's got an interesting blazer slash smock going on.
Sweater.
With a Johnny Depp bracelet.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Speaking of Johnny Depp.
So fashion.
Did you hear Johnny Depp's producing a movie about Michael Jackson?
Is he really?
Yeah, that's what it came out on the news, and it's like, because Pirates just dropped him because I guess he has like a beating his wife problem.
Yeah.
Not too Disney.
Yeah, and now he's making a Michael Jackson movie.
He's like, instead of domestic abuse of children, I'll transfer to that. Good Lord, that's bizarre.
And you want to know who's playing Michael Jackson?
This is a joke, right?
No.
Who?
Johnny Depp.
Shut up.
Oh,
no, he's not. No, he's not.
Wow, you had to get a zinger.
You can't do pedophile face. That's pedophile face.
Pedophile face.
Well,
I like this.
I'm hoping I could snag an audition as being one of the Lost Boys.
That's right. You can do the 2.5 Men.
Wow, that's right. You're too. But the beard has to go because that'd be kind of weird.
Yeah.
Right? Don't you think?
I could like audition and be
a little off.
How weird would it be if I just go and be like, yeah, I'm here to read for Macaulay Culkin?
Very strange. Of course, they might go for it.
We were talking about, Bill and I were talking yesterday about The Irishman. Did you watch that yet?
Not yet. You keep telling me I haven't got to it yet.
Neither do I. And you were saying that you were so proud of Joe Pesci's performance.
I don't know if I'd ever use the word proud because I feel like I'm his dad in a Little League game. But I think that, like, you look at the movie, you go, oh, De Niro and Pacino, the two gods.
Yeah.
And Pesci's sort of like an underling, but he steals the movie. I mean, his performance, I think, is incredible.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, I think people don't really remember what a great friggin' actor he is.
Oh, he's wonderful.
Both dramatic and comedic.
Yeah.
I mean, My Cousin Vinny
Yeah.
is still such a great movie.
Yeah.
So well.
I was gonna make a My Cousin Vinny joke, but you beat that.
All right, well, go ahead. What's the joke?
Oh, well, if we get backline, I was gonna be like, Joe is related to My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, okay. It would have worked better if I hadn't already.
Yeah, but whatever. I actually did meet Joe Pesci at Ralph's. Like, this was like when I first started. Because, for the folks at home, I guess I should sell my day job. I work at Ralph's while I'm trying to be a comic. And Joe Pesci was shopping there, and he was buying a whole bunch of wine. Like, $1,000 worth of wine. And there's this really cute bagger, and I'm trying to impress her, you know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
like,
It's hard to break those baggers, right?
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah.
And she has no idea who he is, you know what I mean? And I grew up watching Home Alone and stuff, so I was like, I'm gonna let her know I'm tight with a celebrity, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, Joe, how you doing? And he's unloading his, and he just looks at me, he's like, fine, you know? And he keeps doing it as the ice melts. And I was like, Joe, you don't remember me? We worked together twice. And then he looked at me, and he's like, Macaulay, you gained weight.
He said that for real? Genius. I love it.
So I got the point of the story is I got this Macaulay Culkin part in the Michael Jackson movie Damn.
Okay,
Oh,
but here's what I really want to know: did you end up banging out the bagger?
No, I don't think she was impressed.
Oh,
She didn't know who he was, you said earlier. She wasn't quite sure.
Yeah.
You know what made me upset? A lot of criticism with Irishman is that people are saying, "Well, the CGI was so distracting. The CGI was so distracting."
Yeah.
Think about all the people who invented CGI and worked hours to try to perfect it and make it look good. And these fucking dipshits who've never done shit in their life, like, the CGI wasn't good enough for me. I'd be so much better if you gave me a computer. I could do the CGI better than that.
Thank you.
You don't even know what the fuck CGI is. You couldn't do shit. You couldn't make a fucking asteroids game on your
Can't even
Atari.
draw a line,
Yeah.
marker.
Yeah, I'm gonna still want a Jay's Coke. He might not like that, but I'm thirsty.
You know, I'm going to be in solidarity with you, Steel Coke, too.
Cheers, man. Thanks for doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Raise the riffs. We don't like it.
Raise the wrist. I like
I'm
it.
just kidding.
This is
Alan.
abuse. You witnessed it.
This is abuse.
No, he's. I agree with the CGI. It's wonderful. I love this technology, and I'll tell you one thing. Imagine having to go out somewhere in the jungles or wherever to do the shoot, and they put the CGI. I don't give a shit. It looks real enough to me. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, I just hate the fact that people have their arms folded while they're watching this film
Oh, yeah.
for free on Netflix going, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
It's like that Lucy K bit about people like on airplanes are always complaining. It's like, you're a non-contributing zero. What the fuck? You know, you're complaining that like your phone isn't working fast enough. I don't know.
Thank you.
Speaking of CGI, and then we'll move from the topic, but it's not like they were watching Avatar or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
It's
True.
I know. It's just like they de-wrinkle or they put more wrinkles.
Yeah.
Oh god, it just
Please.
makes me so mad. It's like they had to do plastic surgery on these people. You can't do CGI.
You gotta go old school.
God,
Yeah.
Put him under the knife.
You know how it is now. Like you can't play a role if you're not a lesbian
Oh.
and you get cast as a lesbian
Oh,
now.
yeah.
I mean nowadays, like back in the day, Brokeback Mountain, like
Sure.
you had straight guys playing
Sure.
gay guys.
Sure.
I feel like now
Yeah.
you can't even do that anymore. Like everyone's got to be what they are. So you only have to cast a murderer as a murderer in a movie. You know what I mean?
Speaking of
As an
Brokeback
unworking
Mountain,
SAG actor, let me add to this.
Okay.
Is I'm Cuban and Chinese, or Cubanese, as I say on stage.
Yeah.
And they won't cast me as an American Indian, and they
Really?
won't cast me as an Indian. And I once got a bit commercial doing an Indian accent. I'm from India, and they let me do that. But they don't. They have to go out and get someone from India or someone, even if you're perfect.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm exaggerating, but anyway, not to cry about that. But I had to throw that.
he likes to throw in he's a SAG working actor.
No, unworking.
Yeah.
I was very honest.
I was like,
I
good
said
for you.
unworking.
You know what? I have this.
Unworking.
There's a movie that I feel like I have to get out there that people fell asleep on.
Mhm.
I think it's called Tiptoes.
Tiptoes.
It's Matthew McConaughey and Jennifer Aniston, and they have like a baby or something like that. And it's like it's about little people, right?
Right.
I don't want to say the M word.
The
midgets.
Oh, midgets.
But
I was gonna say morons.
Gary
Dwarf.
Oldman. Gary Oldman plays a midget in this movie.
That must have been good.
Could you
CGI.
imagine them trying to do that now?
Oh my.
Casting a normal person as a midget. It's like there are plenty of little people actors out there.
Many.
Yeah, like
Many.
Brad Williams.
Yeah, Brad Williams. Peter Dinklage, of course, is stealing all the roles from the little people.
Yeah.
But they fucking cast Gary Oldman, and he acted like a
imagine?
midget.
Did he have to like be on his knees with the shoes that are
I think so, yeah.
attached to the knee?
Yeah, it's like the most ridiculous
not
movie ever made.
But honestly, Gary Oldman is a fantastic actor.
He is a good actor.
You know,
But the woke police would not abide by that now. They
Yeah.
won't let that happen now.
That's true. He's not as good as John Cusack though. John,
Would you love John Cusack?
Why do you love John Cusack? What movie made you go, that's my guy?
that's my guy. I would have to say Better Off Dead.
Oh, I like that movie.
You
A lot of
know?
people don't know that movie.
Yeah, and
That's
a lot
good.
of people do know because either let's just face it, I just want my $2.
Yeah, that was great. And
But-
doesn't the kid like go off a mountain at the end?
Yeah.
Like $2.
Yeah. So, but John Cusack, he's another reason why I like him is because he's one of the very first actors who had actor control, who he could take a script and rewrite it to how he wants.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he was one of the first ones.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know how like now everyone does it.
Yeah.
Like he was like one of the big ones who.
What
started
movie
it.
did he do that with?
He did that on Say Anything, and
Really?
then he did one with Al Pacino called what was it? Wall Street? No.
Wall Street.
No, it was City Hall.
Oh,
City Hall.
City Hall. So like those were like the big movies where he was known for his writing because he was taking his characters'
Interesting.
dialogues and rewriting.
Before Edward Norton.
Yeah.
So what is John Cusack doing now?
Edward Norton.
John Cusack's just going on tour, playing a movie, and answering questions in front of theaters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does he have like a podcast?
No, I've been trying to get him on this one.
Oh,
That's
man.
true.
Yeah, he said. Here's what John told me. John said he'll only do it if Jeremy Piven will do it. And
You're
then
totally lying to me.
no, seriously.
You're serious?
Dead serious.
I didn't even.
And then
So you've had contact with John Cusack. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I met John Cusack.
I didn't know this. This
Oh.
is news to me.
You want to hear the story?
I want to hear the story, of course.
Okay, so
Unless your listeners have heard it a million times.
no, who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah.
Well, 1 million. One.
Yeah,
900.
I like to change the story up. A little.
999.
By the way, I was kidding about John Cusack saying only if Jeremy Piven.
Oh,
does
God. I can't tell you if I could say that.
But so I met him at the Fox Theater in Riverside, and I tweeted a whole bunch of questions,
Oh, that's right.
and then I won a face-to-face question. Like I got drawn from the thing. So I asked him a question, and then I won a thing to meet him after the show. So we took a photo and met him, and I asked him. I was like, "Hey, will you do my podcast?" He's like, "I would love to do your podcast. I'll contact you."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's never contacted me. But
Yeah.
the fact that your hero says that,
That's pretty good.
you know what I mean?
It's nice when your hero lies to you to your face, right?
Mhm.
That's
I still am confident he'll
You think he'll do it?
Oh yeah.
You know, let me talk to Jeremy Piven. See if I
Yeah,
can get that
we'll
out.
get Jeremy Piven on this. Speaking of Jeremy Piven, you kind of write for him, don't you?
No, I don't write for him.
You don't.
No,
Oh.
I just, you know, how it is. Like you work with comics and you help them, give them advice and help them. You know, Jeremy Piven is selling out shows and selling out rooms, and he's 2 years in,
Yeah.
which is a lot of pressure. You know, to be that guy. Like he's got all the fame,
Yeah.
he's got the stage presence, and he's still a new writer writing comedy. The fact that he's already doing his big shows is pretty impressive. But you know, sometimes
He's a
he just-
fantastic comedian, but he doesn't match Alan Lee's wardrobe.
No. Alan, you have like why is the inside your collar wet right there on your left? It's water. It's water.
It's water.
I didn't know if you were
No,
drooling.
it's the water.
Okay.
I've been known to drool, but I'm okay today.
Now, Bill, I had a question for you because like I have this thing where like I will, and I have a feeling you kind of run into the same experience, and I might be totally wrong on this. I'm just going on a guess, but just by your humor and stuff, and just by talking to you and knowing you, I have a feeling that if you tweet something, you'll tweet what's on your mind, but not knowing like if it's consequential or not.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Clearly, do you follow me on Twitter?
No, but I just get that vibe.
Yes, for sure. You nailed it, and it actually is really kind of. I don't know if the word is bumming me out. Oh shit! My phone's. But I
Bill's getting his phone. We're taking a break.
I'm getting my
Oh,
phone.
we're back.
Because I tweeted. I've been really kind of down on Twitter. Because I said this. I tweeted this today. I said Twitter's like that abusive, toxic relationship you stay in with a deluded narcissist where the sex isn't even that good, but you still can't leave for some weird reason. And I feel like I can't get off Twitter. I can't quit it. But so many times I'll make a comment, like I'll subtweet, not to troll, but just because I see something and maybe I'm in bed, my inhibitions are down, something like triggers me or gets me. And the most recent one was this guy named Michael Harriot wrote an article said that Pete Buttigieg,
It's very hard to pronounce. Buttigieg, you got it right.
Buttigieg is a lying motherfucker.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the article, because Pete Buttigieg said that part of the reason why black kids underperform in schools is because the role models in the community aren't educational role models.
Right.
They don't see like
O.J. Simpson.
They don't see they don't see the results of going through college in their community and their fathers. So as a result, they go to different whether that means drugs or gangs or
killing your wife
or whatever it is. So and he made a comment that look, it may be it's one opinion based on a multivariate answer about why black kids underperform in school. And I think he's a good guy. And this guy wrote an article that says Pete Buttigieg is a lying motherfucker. And the whole black community and black Twitter just went like, that's right, fuck that motherfucker, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And I wrote, ow, O-W-W. I said, opining while white is a very serious crime. I'm glad he was busted for it. Right? Now, meanwhile, it's probably not like a smart thing to do necessarily, sure. But also like, well, what? I cannot tell you the response I got from that.
Oh,
the amount of people just right away, like, then they start like, oh, I see you went to Princeton and you're a fucking shitty comic and a shitty actor. Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit.
Wow.
Like threatening me. I'm just going like,
wow.
Like what do you say? And people are like blocking me left and right. I'm like, all I'm saying is like, here is a good guy who's making an opinion about the fact that underperformance for black kids is not 100% about institutional racism. Now, is it partially? Of course it is. Like I said, it's a multivariant answer. The same thing with wage gap between men and women.
Right.
It's not 100% sexual. No. I mean, sexist. It's also the fact that like women are drawn to be preschool teachers and elementary school teachers and speech pathologists.
And strippers.
I've
read that verbatim.
Yeah.
Well,
But there is something, although I'm liberal, if you do say certain facts that are statistically accurate, that don't look to be fitting a liberal narrative, then you're a fucking like, you got a weird mustache and a funny comb over and you're wearing a brown shirt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's just a crazy place to be right now.
Yeah.
So yes, I do get in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, I had like an experience like that, because I'm actually the same way. I say what's on my mind and maybe I don't think about the consequences, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I have not to brag, but I have a publicist and she's only called me once. You know, and
you have a publicist?
Yeah, and she's only called me once in like 8 years. So,
are you sure you have a publicist?
Yeah. So this is when she called me. You remember when the Lincoln Park guy died?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So he killed himself, and I made a joke on Twitter. I tweeted, "Oh, does anyone want my Lincoln Park tickets? I got a gig."
Oh no. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. So all these people just like went on my website or whatever, you know, on the retweet, contacted her, and then she snapped at me saying it was like insensitive.
Was it like the day after he died?
No, it was the day he died.
Oh, the day he died?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would I want to go see a Linkin Park ticket if the lead singer's dead?
Too soon?
I mean...
Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's funny because if I was following you on Twitter and I saw that, I don't know what my reaction would be. I don't think I'd like block you or unfriend you, but I'd probably be like, I remember one comic wrote the day Kate Spade died.
Right.
Said something like, did she go out in a Kate Spade body bag? But it was the day she died. And I just like, for some reason, I just unfollowed her. We were friends on Facebook and I just unfriended her. Just because for some reason I was like, if you're that desperate to get a laugh at this moment,
good.
Right.
Like, I don't know if I want to know you, but that's hypocritical on my part. I don't know.
Well, I get that, but the thing is, my joke had nothing to do with suicide. You know what I mean? Like
you did have the tickets.
No, I just made the joke. But it had nothing to do with making fun of, because I also suffer from depression, you know, and you know, I think it's fair to say as a comedian, most comedians suffer from that.
At some point, yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
and I think like, oh, I can't get booked, you know, maybe I should just kill myself, and you know what I mean, maybe get booked in heaven or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I never once attacked that guy's depression or how he did it. I just said, don't.
Yeah, exactly. Not to mention the fact that if you are someone who is suffering from suicidal thoughts or depression, and you're in the audience and you make jokes about suicide and depression, that probably makes them feel normalized. That makes them feel okay about having thoughts like that, because they're like, oh, here's a comic that I'm paying to see on stage, and he's also making jokes about it. I don't feel so weird having these thoughts.
Yeah. And then they Google me and they realize I have Asperger's, and they're like, oh, there goes that.
Yeah, it does kind of give you carte blanche to get away with this shit, right?
Yeah.
Can I sign up for Asperger's? How do I get Asperger's?
I'm going to get checked out for it. You said I might have it.
Well,
you said everyone.
What is the what's the litmus for Asperger's? Do you get a verbal or written test, or what's the thing?
how I got diagnosed is I got a vision test, like putting puzzles and stuff together, then a written test, you know, and that was the puzzles one was when I was 8 and I was very nonverbal. The written test was when I was 13. And when I was diagnosed, I remember...
How old were you diagnosed?
Technically?
Yeah.
13.
13, okay.
And I remember that day. That was the day... It was March 10th, 1999, which was a Tuesday. And I remember that day because I was crying. My parents were like, oh, Keith, you know, don't worry, it's autism. A lot of people have it. And I was like, no. The Lakers just traded Eddie Jones to the Charlotte Hornets.
Yep, he's autistic, all right.
For Glenn Rice. And it bummed me out because we had tickets to see Eddie Jones the following week.
Oh my God.
Like, do you know how heartbreaking that is?
Yeah.
When your favorite player, first time to see him, and then boom. You know?
Oh man.
Like, it devastated me. I still hate the Lakers for that.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I can't, because it's like they betrayed me.
Yeah.
PTSD.
Like, why couldn't you wait a week?
Just wait 1 week. I feel like a lot of your life is based on like tickets you had for a show that didn't pan out.
Yeah.
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 Or a show you didn't get.
I think you meant that as a compliment.
Well, let me ask you this: what's the difference between Asperger's and autism? Is it just like you were diagnosed with? I've heard you say both.
I was diagnosed. Asperger's is a form of autism.
Yes.
Autism. So like autism is like a big circle.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many forms. There's maybe
So if you have
6
Asperger's, you also have autism.
Yeah.
You automatically do.
Yeah.
Automatically have autism. Is that what you said before?
Asperger's is a smaller subset of autism.
It's like a
Thank you.
circle. Asperger's is in a circle.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's other forms of autism.
What do you prefer to be like addressed as, someone who has Asperger's or autism?
It's the same thing to me.
Same thing to you?
Yeah.
Because I did notice like yesterday, and I don't know much about it. I feel like a lot of people don't know anything about it. And I saw you hug Jay Moore goodbye, and I do know that a lot of people with, particularly with autism and Asperger's, both are very sort of disinclined to be physically affectionate with people.
Yeah.
So is that something that you've had to deal with in your life? Paul?
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, well, Jay's different because Jay, I consider more like my uncle. You know what I mean? Like Norm, I consider my dad. Jay, I consider my uncle. Hot's my uncle. And these comics, I bond over comedy, so I become really close. Like I have a feeling, in a couple years, I'm gonna consider you like my brother.
So he's got
so
to
that'd
get
be
rid
cool.
of
You know what I mean?
He's bracing.
Not like my actual brother, like the way a black person uses it.
Yeah. And you can say that because you have
that's
Asperger's.
right. That's right.
Well, I can say that because I was just quoting Zoolander. But
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
remember, Marcus, Meekus, and Reed were like brothers to me. But yeah, so like I'm very close, and then like, you know, I also bond well with Jay too. You know what I mean? Like Jay and I, we have the same, you know, I don't want to talk about Jay's insecurities or whatever, but they're pretty much the same, so we help each other.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that that's when you're a comic. I think that's why if you have autism, you should really do something in the comedy, whether it's writing jokes or, you know, performing. It really does help you connect.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do so bad, is connect to people.
Yeah.
So when I hug people, I'm trying to connect.
Yeah, makes sense. Now, do you cry a lot? Is crying part of your like life?
Yeah, can we turn this off for a second? I cry all the time. Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, how many times have I called you crying?
More than I'd like to admit on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many times when you're calling crying are you jerking off?
Oh,
Well, you know,
well,
that's
it
a
depends if I'm watching a John Cusack movie.
There we go. That's why he's a comic. Bring it back around.
There's a stat. There's a stat.
but you know, I'm not like there's also different spectrums and stuff. Like Josh Meyerowitz is on one spectrum. I'm on the completely other.
Who's Josh Meyerowitz?
He's another comic with
Okay,
Asperger's.
yeah.
Yeah, he's always at the store. He's the roast battle guy.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and so like it, I guess having autism is kind of like having gaydar. You know, you could tell who's autistic and not.
Am I autistic?
I think everyone has a form of it.
Yeah, there's a scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Alan though is totally.
You think?
Have you taken a test for Alan?
No.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, I'm going to, since everyone seems to want me to.
Yeah.
But, here's what I want to ask, and I think Bill would have the same question. You know, the high-functioning autistic person, I don't understand how they figure out they have autism when they function very high in anything they're doing. No one can tell. They go to their, they do many things that...
When you say high functioning, do you mean like Rain Man?
No. You mean like a genius that suddenly...
Like Dustin Hoffman?
Just functioning,
Yeah.
not only from day to
Or
day...
low functioning, where
No.
you can barely tell.
No, I think where you can't tell that they're functioning just like everybody else, they're not necessarily being a genius, and so nobody can tell that who has it.
Yeah, like
I just I don't understand how you can tell.
like John Cusack.
So who are some famous people
Yeah.
who are autistic
Yeah.
or Asperger's?
Dan Aykroyd is probably
I couldn't believe that.
the
I
most.
could not believe that.
In all
Really?
seriousness, Dan Aykroyd is probably the most famous person with Asperger's.
You know who I think has Asperger's, maybe undiagnosed? Is Daniel Tosh.
Daniel Tosh?
Yes.
Really? Yeah.
Just because I feel like the way his mind works,
Uh-huh.
and when I've met him, there's something very kind of like arch about him and sort of like I don't know, but because other people have said he's a sociopath, and I think those can get confused.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes they can.
Seriously, like I think there could be a little bit of confusion between that
That's
because they both entail some form of emotional disconnection, right?
Right.
And I don't know, does that make sense?
No, I totally like how I met Norm. You know, the first 4 years of my life, I'd go see him every time he played. You know.
Yeah.
And you would think, oh, that might be stalker or sociopath, but I'm actually connecting through comedy with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I totally get that. So Tosh probably does have it. I've never met him,
Yeah.
but. Speaking of Tosh, weren't you there when he did that joke at the Laugh?
I was there.
What were your thoughts on that? Like,
I was like sort of upstairs not watching what happened, but I saw the big explosion of laughter.
Yeah.
What people don't know, he said something along the lines of like, if you've ever said blank isn't funny, I hate you to the core of my soul.
Right.
Which as a comic, I ostensibly agree with. Like everything should have an avenue for humor.
Right.
And that's partly why I think why we have humor is to make things that are awful feel more palatable
Yeah.
and we can get through them. And
Absolutely.
I think I wrote an article about it, and the article is something like silence is the whatever the fuck, it was really pretentious. But basically the idea is like we need catharsis, right?
Right.
And catharsis means that we need to be able to talk about everything.
Absolutely.
And the fact that now we're being reined in and told that we can't talk about and the hate speech legislations on the books and stuff like that, I think is really dangerous. So anyway, he said if you say blank isn't funny, I hate you to the core of my soul, and some woman screamed out from the balcony and said rape isn't funny, and so Tosh said, now you know how it is as a comic.
Yeah.
Someone yells out.
Sure.
You're not planning it. You're not. You come up whatever's on top of your head. He goes, it'd be funny if 5 guys got up right now and just gang raped you right now in the balcony, right, just in front of everyone. That'd be kind of funny. Now look, I don't think that's the
But
best
that was
response.
like, it wasn't the best response, but it was like off the top.
Just off the top,
Yeah.
like, and the audience, by the way, they all laughed.
Sure.
Everyone laughed,
Sure.
and he went back to his set.
Sure.
No harm, no foul. And this woman did not leave. And then she wrote a blog the next day saying that she felt unsafe. In West Hollywood, in front of with an audience of 300 people,
Oh my God.
that all of a sudden there's going to be a Lord of the Flies that was going to turn on her and start gangbanging. Like it just.
Ridiculous.
And then every hipster with a man bun kind of chimed in on their blog or
Oh my
whatever and
God.
talked about. And they did all these stats about how
Yeah.
wonderful women. And look, obviously it's stupid to even have to say that assault and rape and all this stuff is awful. Of course it is. But that doesn't preclude the fact that you can't make jokes about it.
Yeah.
But now, like, I would never say a rape joke as a
Oh.
white male
No.
at all.
You know, it's not the same thing because, you know, one is like a horrible traumatic experience, but it's kind of like having autism. Like I joke about having autism.
Yeah.
You know, that's a very taboo subject because a lot of audiences don't know if I'm making fun of autism
Yeah.
or if I'm, you know, showing the beauty of having it.
Mm-hmm.
I really write the jokes, so I know how I feel. That my humor is showing the beauty of having it.
Yeah.
So people who say that I'm making fun of it,
Yeah.
I feel they're out of line.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And I would venture to say that there are a lot of people, a lot of survivors of abuse and rape in audiences who hear a rape joke who actually get some form of catharsis from it. I mean, not always, but I'm sure when the female comic makes a joke about it, they feel included and they feel like not so alone. Other people, I mean, that's part of the whole thing with the Me Too movement is people feel included in the culture of discussing this.
That's right. It's a hard call because it really is such a judgment call, and you don't know who out there is going to be offended. So the comic has, a great, it's freedom of speech, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't like it, you'll just have to not come
Like how he says, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, people identify as ladies and people identify as gentlemen.
Now, Bill, I wanted to ask you a serious question.
Yeah, because what we weren't talking about was...
No, that was really lightweight, shallow.
No, seriously, because I want to be an actor. I mean, I don't know if I ever will be, but like in my heart, I want to.
Sure.
I thought you were taking some sort of cold reading or something.
Well, let's not fucking go into my life history. But you do acting and you've done Broadway,
Oh my
right?
God.
Now, what's that like? Like how?
Well, that was my, indoctrination into this community of entertainment was just theater in New York. That was how I started. I went to grad school for acting, and my big dream, my big goal was one day I'll be on a playbill. I saw a guy. I went to a play in college. I saw a guy in a playbill. I'm like, oh my God, he was in Law and Order. He's not a playbill. That's the dream. And then when you become an actor in New York, you can get that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh shit, I should have aimed higher. But I was just content in New York for a long time, just doing theater. But part of the problem is that when you do theater in New York, it's kind of like we were talking about with John Cusack. Everything goes back to John Cusack.
Yeah, I know, right?
You have playwrights, and you're sort of indoctrinated into this belief that the playwright has divinely shat their words from the asshole of Krishna, and if you want to do any variation,
Hey, guys.
My name's Paige. I'm going to be helping you guys out.
Paige is on the podcast right now.
Paige is on the
Can I
podcast.
get you guys anything?
I'll take a Diet Coke.
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, I don't mind a glass of ice, actually.
Glass of ice?
I'll take a glass of ice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paige.
So now as I'm doing all these new plays in New York, some of them are off Broadway, some of them are off Broadway. I found that every time I wanted to change a word or a line or something, playwright's like, listen, actor boy, what do you know? Like, you're an actor, you're a tool of my genius. And that we find from doing plays is a lot of times, and look, I've worked with some, like Tommy Kail is probably the best director, Thomas Kail, best director I've ever worked with. He's one of the smartest people I've ever met. He directed Hamilton, he directed me on Broadway in Lombardi.
Wow.
He has a show
Lombardi.
Fosse now, and anyway, so there are brilliant directors, but a lot of directors are just fucking idiots who can't act and can't write, and but they know how to boss people around. So the fact that they become the artistic sort of like overlord of everything that happens on the stage, as a playwright, when you're an actor in the role that you're invested in, and meanwhile, when you invest in a role, you spend hours and days and weeks thinking about it and trying to craft it and researching it.
Jeez.
And some director goes, well, what you're saying isn't valid, and it bugged me.
Yeah.
So it sort of culminated in me getting fired from a play in New York, where I guess I can tell the story real quick, but this play called Burning Blue is about gays in the military. And I played this guy from Kentucky who had this like. He just like to fuck. He like fucked his cows growing up. And his nickname was Boner. And it was about don't ask, don't tell.
Sure.
And it was like 2003. Don't ask, don't tell in the military. And he's being investigated by like the higher ups. Like, hey, have you ever slept with your bunkmate or whatever? And he goes, okay. I go, no. He goes up with a small animal. Member of same sex or member of same sex, a communist party, or a small animal. And first he goes, is your bunkmate gay?
Yeah.
Because that's the whole investigation. I go, and the line was, he never copped my knob, right? Which is an okay. Now I have a very thick accent, so cop is a weird word. Like he never copped my knob, and it would get like a little bit of laugh, and then you go, have you slept with a member of the Communist Party, same sex, or a small animal? And I'd go, define small, and it would get a big laugh.
Yeah.
But I always felt like he never copped my knob was a great, for my deep hayseed accent was never really working. So I said, can I just change? Now I was doing a play with Chad Lowe, who's like a TV actor, who got like maybe 65% of his lines correct. Now I'm a blue collar, sleeves rolled up, working theater actor, so I was 100% perfect in all my words. I wanted to change one word. I go, can I just change one word? Because I feel like if I change it, this is what made me become a comic. I go, if I feel like I change this word, it'll get a bigger laugh, and I'll get a huge, when I go, define small, I'll get a bigger laugh. And he was like, no, trust me, this play is great. He sounds like Trump in my head. This play is brilliant, it's so good. You didn't know about it. I begged and begged and begged, weeks on end. Finally, he goes, okay, you can do it. So he goes, is your bunkmate gay? And I go, he never gobbled my knob. Now, gobbled is just a funnier word phonetically. And it's an easier word to get, because cop my knob is a sort of a mixed metaphor. Like you cop a field. I go, he never gobbled my knob. Big laugh. Da-da, small animal. Define small, like applause break, fucking. And I'm like, I got it. I figured it out. I removed the roadblock to a better joke. The next day, the player was like, you can't do that, Bill. What are you doing? You're ruining my play. And I was like, it got a 3 times bigger laugh. Like, why don't you? And he was just so like, just trust me. You can make it work. Just trust, I know what I'm talking about. And I went back and never got the same reaction again. And that just, in me, put the seed in like, why am I pretending like these playwrights are these geniuses? I feel like the smartest people I know are actors in comics. Most times they're smarter than directors. A lot of times they're smarter than writers. Like what we can create out of nothing
is fantastic.
Yeah, and directors, I don't know. So that's kind of what got me started on becoming a comic. I don't know if I answered your fucking question.
No, you totally did. And I have more questions, but we're dying, so I'm going to pause this and then record it on the iPhone, so this is a perfect time to...
Wait, you don't have a charger?
No, do you have a phone charger? No, okay.
I have a phone charger. It's an iPhone?
It's an iPhone.
It's an Apple.
It's an Apple. Well, let's pause this and save it. Yeah, because it's going to die.
I have one in my car.
If you can, that would be awesome.
All right,
That's so sweet.
All right, guys, this is round 2.
Bill has saved the day for us.
Oh, yeah. He charged the phone.
Oh, is the audio going to be different because we're...
Oh, maybe not.
Outside?
Is there a plug over
fine.
there? No, it's fine. Okay, yeah, we're good. No, because... What do you think about these fucking paper straws?
I'll be honest with you. I've never been a straw guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a problem with straws. My people made fun of ever since I was a kid. Whenever someone gave me a straw, I was like, no, and then I like drink from the. And I never understood why people had straws until very recently as an adult. Because when you have a glass of ice, the water gets trapped by the ice and it'll fucking spill all over like it did on your like it did on your blouse.
I was drooling. No. Exactly.
Yeah, so that's why people. I never understood why people. And then women are like, well, I need because they wear lipstick and they have to. That's so they don't spread their lipstick.
Yeah.
But as a dude, I'm like, I'm a fucking dude. I don't want a straw. And then I go and it spills over my fucking shirt.
That's comedy gold.
Yes.
Okay, so the playwright, we left off, the playwright was upset that you changed
it. So it just got me thinking like, well, there's no reason why a playwright or director has sort of, whatever the word I'm thinking of, like domain over what is funny. And I just started, I was always a difficult actor to work with in theater because I was very committed to my point of view, which has been an issue. And sometimes it's been hard to let it go. I remember I was watching Andre Agassi play a tennis match one time. It was like in DC, he was the favorite, and he was losing, I think, to Sampras at the time. And he hit a ball into the net, and he took his racket and he bent it in half over his foot. Yeah. And he put it away, and then he ended up losing the match. But this is live TV, and I was very, very young, and he has like second, the first place is a big trophy. He had like a dish for second place. He goes, hey guys, he goes, listen, I'm sorry for being a dick. He goes, sometimes the other option is not caring, and I've never been good at that.
Oh.
I never forgot that, because sometimes in these situations with plays or whatever, I go, I have two options here. I can not care about something that I know is wrong, something that is artistically weak, is low integrity, or I can care and I can fight. Now, the problem becomes figuring out the mountains you want to die on and the things that are really worth fighting for that are not your ego.
Right.
And it's really hard to separate your ego from what you know is like purely artistically valid.
Right.
And I think, and when I look back, there are moments where I go, yeah, I was actually letting my ego get involved in that. And there are moments I look back where I was like, that was a fight that needed to happen. Sometimes the fights I had regarding shows and productions moved mostly with movies and with plays. It's rare that I look back and I go, that was a bad call. But a couple times I was like, yeah, I just wanted like maybe more attention or more lines or something like that. But usually I'm pretty much like, this is not working.
Right.
And if you want it to work, I know how to make it work. The part of my brain that was like a Princeton engineer that is very kind of methodical can really, I feel like I'm good at figuring out like how to logically like get through with a story and with an objective. And sometimes playwrights don't know what the fuck, they don't know what the objective of the character is because they're writing a whole play and you're the character going through it.
Right.
So I've had those fights like my whole career in theater. It's part of the reason why I'm not really doing theater anymore, to be honest, because it just became exhausting. Because you do this, you work your ass off. The last play I did, I played Rudolph Nureyev, who I did Mickey Mantle and then played Nureyev. So that's part of the reason why I played Nureyev, because if I go from like a big, like Oklahoma, like famous like baseball player to playing like Miguel Rosenbelite, then that's like, then I can be an actor. I'm a real actor.
That's in that range.
And
Yeah.
but the play just was like, the play was a mess. And it's in a theater in Jersey, and we're working our ass off. And I was like, I can be a part of a mediocre play that no one's going to care about, and no one's really going to see, and leave, be like, okay, everyone liked me, that's fine. Or I can try to create a play that is good and can maybe move to New York. And I fought the whole fucking time to make it a play that was. Also, I was like, I'm playing Rudolph Nureyev, who's one of the biggest divas of all time. If you can't be a diva on that play, where can you be a diva?
Exactly.
But it's a problem because sometimes you burn bridges with people and you get a reputation. And I find with comedy, the only person that you really fight with artistically is yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes
Other comics, but they're, you know.
But even then, like, I don't feel like I've had an issue with other comic in terms of material. Like, I think early on, I don't know how you felt about this, but early on I feel like, oh, this is similar to this, or you're doing that. And I don't really feel like I struggle with any of that anymore.
Yeah, well, see, you know, it's weird. It's like, because a lot of open micers steal from me.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
And to me, like, I don't know, like, I kind of find it offensive, but then also I kind of think, oh, maybe that's a compliment in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just hate when they do it in front of me.
I know. There was a joke that, and again, I'm not saying I invented this joke, but, and it's true, I've been dumped a lot. But in the show, I got dumped this year. I did get dumped this year. And we've been dumped here, and the audience is usually silent. I go, oh, I guess you guys are all undefeated in relationships. You got perfect records since preschool. Is that the deal? And it kind of helps like loosen up the crowd. But I saw a comic at the Laugh Factory last night talk about going through a breakup, and he goes in with me, and he's seen me dozens of times.
Right.
And he knows that's like a standard opener I do. He goes, oh, I guess you guys are all undefeated. He didn't know I was watching the show. And I kind of go, that's the thing where I go, well, I guess I got to lose the joke.
No.
But the difference between me now and when I started is before I'm like, I wrote it, I don't give a shit. Now I'm like, if someone else is doing it, I'm just going to write a different joke.
No, you should never. And I know, like,
That's annoying.
no, because here's what I'm trying to say. Like, in my opinion, you're not only more accomplished, but I truly feel you're better than me. So, like, my advice to you, I feel you shouldn't really hold anything because I think of you as a higher standard than me. But I'm going to say this. Never give up your joke, even if someone else did it, because you wrote it. It's your heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't give that person... I'm not saying they didn't write it or they didn't take it, but don't give them that knowledge.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
get
mean?
that. But I guess I also feel like, I'm sure he's going to keep doing the joke, right?
Yeah.
So people will see me do it, and then they're gonna think I stole from him, and he's not gonna be like, "Yeah, Bill, I took it from you."
No.
So
yeah.
where do I win in that?
You just if you go on before him, do the joke, so he can't do it.
Yeah.
If he goes on before you, do the joke, and just leave it at that.
Yeah,
And you should never give up, because jokes are like your babies.
yeah,
You don't give up your baby unless you fucking hate it.
yeah. I guess
You
so.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I think when I
Like
first.
don't give it to the fire station.
Yeah. I think when I started, I used to get really territorial. Like, well, I wrote it. I don't care if someone else has the same joke.
Sure.
I wrote it. I'm sticking with it. And I think that I started realizing that the more I got into it, like it's better in general to do jokes that other people can't do because it doesn't represent their point of view, or they can't linguistically do it, they can't physically do it, they can't mentally do it, they can't perform it as well as you. So, like, one of my favorite jokes that I remember I came up with the next day after R. Kelly, it was one of my first jokes where I came up with topical, where P. Diddy said he's removing the P from his name because he feels it gets between him and his fans. I said, it makes sense if R. Kelly thought that, right?
Yeah.
It was just like a simple topical joke. If R. Kelly
Explain to the folks who R. Kelly is.
So R. Kelly is a rapper who used to pee on girls.
Oh, my.
So I go, and P. Diddy was moving that. I was like, well, R. Kelly should remove the P between him. Anyway. And I did the joke that first night, and it killed because it was very topical.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, it was on, I did the joke again or something, and people were like, dude, you stole that joke from Talk Soup. And then I did it again, you stole that joke from... It was a joke that the collective comedy community, not because of me,
Yeah.
but they came up with.
Sure.
There was a lot of parallel thinking. It made a lot of sense,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
R. Kelly was the news, P. Diddy was the news, the P. So, and I remember-
Parallel thinking happens.
yeah. So,
So-
and I remember I was like really upset, and I was like, no, that's kind of what it is. It's like I got to get rid of that joke, because even if I came up with it or not, people are going to think I'm stealing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like the day Dark Knight premiered, I talked about how I was talking about like women and stuff, and I was like, here's the deal. Let me give you advice, guys. You should always go down on your woman on their period, because women are hornier on their periods, and you can also get some revenge for all the years you've been, cock teased. So go down when when they're on the, and right when they're about to come, just come and go, why so serious? It was a stupid hacky joke. It was like, but I had a pretty good impersonation of like with the tongue shut.
That's funny.
So I said that joke like
I've never heard that.
right when it
I've never
happened,
heard that.
and it like murdered. I did. But again, I would go to I went to an open mic or something. I saw some like new comic doing it, and I was like, I'm not saying he stole from me, but I'm like, if someone's doing that somewhere else, I just got to move on from it.
Yeah.
And I don't do it anymore.
And then you gotta look at the facts. You're here working, and that other comic, he died that night. Oh, suspicions were. Well, Bill, we're running out of time because we gotta prepare for a show tonight. But where can the folks follow you?
Hey, just my name.
Yeah.
Just Google it. Can you pronounce the name there?
Yeah.
Huh?
Dwyer, Bill Dwyer.
Bill Dwyer
Bill
with one
Dwyer.
L.
Yeah. You didn't know Bill spells his name with one L?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. Bill Dwyer's the nicest guy.
He's a
in the world.
nice guy, great comic too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought you took it from Bill. So I made a flyer and I said one L.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I thought we were supposed to make fun of Alan more.
Yeah, no.
We did.
You
Oh, okay.
you
I
did.
opened with
You
it.
did
Yeah, we
Okay.
opened
You
it
didn't-
with it.
You didn't have Army.
Okay.
You had to do more.
All right, so it's Bill Down. Wait,
Bill, wait, you can do it.
Dawes.
Dawes.
Bill Dawes.
My nickname,
Bam.
my nickname in high school was Billy Dog.
Billy Dog.
That's what the brothers called me on the football
Billy
team.
Dog.
Yo, what's up, Billy Dog?
But in all seriousness, I don't fuck it up when I introduce you, right?
No, and even if you did, like, who cares?
Oh, but no.
I've never cared about an introduction. As a matter of fact, when people fuck up my introductions, I kind of like it because then I have something to. I have an obstacle in my way.
All right.
To
Well,
be
if
proud
I
of.
ever fuck it up, you just know I love you though.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank
Bill Dawes, guys.
Bill
Follow him
Dawes.
on Twitter.
I never fuck up a comic's name when I host.
Oh, that's because you don't host.
I host enough to where I don't fuck up a name.
You know what? Alan has this
It's
great
unbelievable.
lesbian joke. You
Oh.
want to hear it?
Yeah, let's hear the joke.
Let's hear this lesbian.
It's-
We'll end
it's a
on.
work-
We'll each
it's-
end on a bad joke.
Oh yeah, good.
This is a work in progress, folks, and I worked very hard on this. Since if you can guess what this is, you're way above the demographic. You want to dance? There's silence. And then I announce, that's a lesbian. Then you had to be here in the studio to see the visual. I take my hands and I pull my shirt at my nipples out when I say that. And
So you want to dance?
Yeah, it works in West Hollywood.
So you go like this, you go,
Yeah.
want to dance?
Yeah.
And then you go, that's a lesbian.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
So do you think Jeremy Piven will buy that?
No, someone stole that.
Someone stole that?
No.
From
no,
you?
No, actually, I got it from Patton Oswalt.
Oh,
I stole it from him.
what?
I did, and I apologize, Patton.
I don't believe that.
I think his
He went
name's
on the
Peyton.
stage and he went like this. I look like a little lesbian one night.
That's not stealing.
Yeah, come.
That's not. I'm
Okay.
very hard on myself.
On a scale,
Thank you, Bill.
On a scale of 1 through 10, how bad was that joke?
I'm trying to understand that. I'm trying to understand, like, the joke, really. To be honest with you, I'm trying to
Well,
understand
see, see, I'm standing there, and they have to guess from a very, very, kind of, sort of, strange, physical.
I will say
Because
sometimes.
they're looking at you and
Yeah.
they think, oh, is this guy a lesbian?
Yes.
And then you say, hey, you want to dance? I'm a lesbian.
Yeah.
And it works, yeah.
Sometimes it does.
Look, if it works, it's all that matters. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit what it is.
it didn't work right here, though.
Yeah. Hey, but no, seriously, sometimes bad jokes are hilarious, though.
Oh, I love
Like,
bad jokes.
I'll give you an example. Did you know owls eat cats? Do you know how?
How?
I'll tell you later.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. Oh, my God.
Here's one. What chickens are funny?
What?
Comedy hens.
Oh!
Come
I
on.
like that. I like that.
You know what the funny thing
I might use
is
that.
if you
I might
tell
use
if
that.
you tell joke book jokes
Yeah.
on stage, they work 100% of the time. I did at the Laugh Factory. I did the Thanksgiving show for like the homeless
Sure.
people. Although Jamie like got mad at me, I'm like, Jamie, it's a fucking for homeless people. Shut the fuck up. But the joke was, I go, hey, because I'm getting older. I'm in my 40s now. I had to go get a prostate exam. And the doctor's put on the glove, he has his 2 fingers, like, listen, when I put it up there, it's not uncommon to get an erection.
Right.
And I was like, yo, doc, don't worry, I'm not going to get an erection. And the doc was like, I'm not talking about you.
Oh.
It's a classic
I
vaudeville
did see
joke.
it.
And I
Yeah.
swear to God, I could do that tonight and no fucking kill.
Sure.
Anywhere in the world.
Sure.
It's like the most classic reversal.
Sure.
That's what we should do instead of like
Nothing-
making a joke
oh,
about
nothing
the
but-
music.
but
We should make a bad joke.
Joke book night.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there are variations of that joke everywhere.
Sure.
No.
you know.
Sure.
Well, Bill, thank you so much for doing it,
thank
man.
you, Bill.
Did you have fun?
I did have fun, thank you, yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
Because
you for the quarter.
we've done like 100 episodes and only one
Yeah.
person
101.
didn't have fun.
Have you ever publicly named who that person is?
No. We like to keep the audience guessing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's a
you
quiz.
should have a question. You should quiz the audience. Like, who do you think is the one comic who didn't have fun?
Audience, you
That's
should
a
write
great
us in. Who do you
Yeah.
think it is?
That's a great idea.
Do we have to like give them choices?
A prize. We'll have to give him a prize.
Because I
You
think
have
if
to
you-
give them like 10 choices to throw out the scent. You know what I mean? Throw out the trail.
All right.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
do you know? We have a couple.
yeah,
We have a couple.
we have a couple.
More
There's
than
only-
one had a bad
In
time?
my opinion.
Now, what was the reason why they said I had a bad time? Did you feel like you just didn't personally connect with them, or there was just a...
Yes.
Yeah, and
yes.
they were like sometimes they didn't like the venue, and they said I had to drive out here. And
Well, everyone had to drive out.
Yeah.
Whatever it
What are
is.
you talking about, man?
You're not...
It's,
Oh my God! The person had a car. Wow, you really narrowed it down.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
I get one initial?
No, we don't. We
You
love
know,
all our
I'm a
guys.
loose cannon. I'm really easy. I'm terrible.
No.
I could never work for the CIA.
Ah,
And they said no to me many times.
but no, we'll do that. We'll think of
Yeah.
that's what we'll do. Well, during Christmas break, we'll listen to all the episodes. We'll put the 10 bad ones in order,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll let the audience pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they that interactive, your audience?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean,
Yeah.
it depends. When we're weekly,
You got to offer them a prize if they get
Yeah.
it right.
You
Yeah.
can't just
a date with you.
Oh God, no.
No.
Women listen to this podcast?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's 85% incels. Let's be honest.
No, the ladies love the Reza blade.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see that.
About
Yeah.
5%.
Yeah.
Because my last name's Reza and the blade is the.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh.
Yeah.
How you do with the ladies? You do pretty good with the ladies?
He's wonderful.
Yeah, they say, hey, how you doing?
Those ladies.
It's great because when you ghost them, you can be like, sorry, Asperger's.
In all seriousness, we we do gotta go because we have a show. Bill, thank you so much. I love you very much, man.
What an evening.
Alan Lee, you got anything you want to plug?
I just do open mics around town, and then people tell me to leave.
Excellent. All right, for me, I don't have any shows coming up that I know of, but follow the show, subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts at Reza Riffs. Thank you guys so much.
And you.
Thank you.
All right.
William. I call people William.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.